welcome back to Tell Me Why. I think we're going to wrap up the game today. Last time we left this wonderful place up there. Well, artistically it was wonderful. The riddles that were presented to us were a little... Well, most of them were actually quite fun, only one was a little time-consuming. Let's call it that way. And now our task is call up the memory of Marianne's argument on the dock, which might give us the information who our father
try and
is.
remember who Marianne was arguing with.
And I just hope we get that information, because I think that's the only thing left. Come on, remember harder. There we go. So, who are you?
Almost.
I'm 50% on Mr. Gunman and 50% on the store owner. That looks like the store owner guy. Tom Vecchi? Is that his name?
Tom? Tom
It
Vecchi's
is.
our father?
Of course, it had to be him.
Yeah, of course.
Tessa knew, didn't she?
Yeah, she must have. That's what she didn't want to tell us.
God, Marianne and Tom?
I know.
What should we do now?
Yeah, call him out here and make him tell us what was going on.
And if he won't?
We know his secret. He will. Tom? It's Allison.
Wow, he picked
need
up
to talk.
quick.
We know it was you.
That's quite straightforward. Like, we need to talk and then, you know, wait what'll happen. I guess we could have played until that sequenced in the last video, but oh well. An interesting start to this one. So we are waiting for Tom now. I did not expect that. I
Let me
really
take the
did
lead on
not.
this. I know him better. I thought I did, anyway.
Sure. Whatever. As long as we get answers.
I wonder why he never told us, though. And I wonder if Tessa actually knew.
Kids, listen.
You're our father.
That's pretty straightforward again.
Yes.
You knew how bad it got out here. How little we had. Why didn't you help Marianne?
You mean all the money she wanted? We didn't have anything to spare. Well, that winter was rough on everyone. And you would have starved out here if not for all the free food we gave you.
Don't act like you had anything to do with that. That was all Tessa.
That's a cruel presumption, young man. Maybe it was Tessa's idea initially. But I supported it. And your mother was happy to live off our handouts.
I think he very much tried to support as well. But he is very defensive. I don't know. I don't like the way he's approaching this. You try to burn down our barn, you let Marianne drown. When did he let Marianne drown? Actually. So he was there that night. And he drove a... No, he was the guy hiding, right? He saw what happened. He was the guy hiding, and then he saw Marianne get stabbed and fall into the water. Is that what we are accusing him of? Letting her drown in the water? So he basically is responsible for her death? Instead of, you know, Allison stabbing her? Is that it? Or do they mean you let her drown in whatever situation she was in and he just left her to you know, just drown in it, basically? Is that the actual drowning act, or is that metaphorically? I think they mean the actual drowning thing, and I'm not sure, like, Allison stabbed her. We shouldn't, like, direct blame at him now. Let's blame him for something he actually did, like trying to burn the barn down. Or should we? The thing is, we don't know where he was. We know he saw us run down, but what did he do then? Did he just disappear? Did he follow us? What did he do? We don't know that. At least not for sure. The barn burning thing, I mean, we could blame him for both, but this is basically a choice. Like, this has nothing to do with the discussion up to this point. We're just deciding which thing we throw at his face. It's, do we blame him for what he actively did or for what he passively, possibly didn't do? I'll pick that. It's...
You tried to burn down our barn and knocked Tyler unconscious.
I never meant to hurt anybody. You weren't supposed to be home.
Doesn't excuse the fact that you didn't even stop to help.
What do you want me to say? I panicked. I was terrified that this whole thing was gonna blow up in my face. I had to do something.
You could have told the truth, mate. You know? Well, obviously, right now we say the second thing, but it would have been cool to know that we can say both things, you know, and not have us discuss for 5 minutes. Let's talk to Tyler.
Do now.
We tell him he's got to fix the mess he made, one way or another.
You have to make... What is he supposed to make right? Repair the barn or what? Like, what is he supposed to do? Let's go on this one.
You were here that night. You saw Marianne and Tyler. Why didn't you help?
I know it wasn't my best moment, but she threatened my life.
So you just decided to let her drown?
I didn't decide anything. Everything happened so fast, I panicked.
It's understandable.
By the time I got to town, Brown was already on his way out. There was nothing else I could do.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but I kinda understand it. If that woman is going crazy and running after you with a shotgun, you better get the hell away. So, I don't know. It makes sense that he panicked, and it does in a way excuse his inaction. So, yeah, I forgive him that one. Burning the barn down is a douchebag move, oh, that's just... And then knocking Tyler out, which is obviously his son, or his, you know. Let's talk to Tyler again. About the barn?
Hey, you hearing me?
Yep, sorry. I'm trying really hard to keep myself from punching him in the face.
He's not even the least bit sorry for what he did. He could have seriously hurt you.
Yeah, he's just a fucking coward.
The barn thing is interesting because he really didn't show much remorse for it, or hey, yes, it was a mistake or whatever. Like, that's really interesting. If this thing, I understand it. I understand it because he panicked in that situation. It makes sense. She's running after him with a shotgun and, I don't know, threatening his life or whatever happened that night. And I understand he panicked. I understand the situation was too much for him. But you go there and burn the barn down. That's, you know, and even now after It's put straight to your face. You still are unable to say, hey, sorry. I don't know. What does Tyler have to say about
Does
this?
he really expect us to believe there wasn't anything else he could have done that night?
I don't know, Ellie. I'd rather not think about it.
Well, maybe he could have done something else that night. That's up for debate, but... And he probably could have, but... I think it's valid that if someone gets stabbed there and that person was hunting you with a shotgun, that you're not jumping after in the lake. I don't know. I don't know. He probably could have done more, but... That's a crazy situation, man, and... That's the one thing where I have a little sympathy for him, that... Like he said, he panicked and ran away, and it's... I think a lot of people would have done that, even if they now look at him and say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. But if you're in that situation, that's kind of tough, you know? And you make the decision, and then, hey, maybe looking back, you would have decided differently, but hey, whatever. But even there, he's kind of excusing it all and not really saying, hey, I'm sorry or whatever. And I think that's one of the more upsetting things, but he doesn't really seem to be sorry. He's just like, hey, I did what I could do, and you know, I panicked and whatever. I don't know. But you have to make this right. I mean, what is this, man? What is he supposed to make right? It's over. What is he supposed to do?
You failed us, Tom. You need to make it right.
How?
I'll do whatever you want. As long as none of this gets out.
Excuse me?
You want me to pay for my mistakes? Fine. But please, Tessa can't.
Wait, Tessa didn't know?
This would kill her.
Tessa already knows, Tom.
No. That's impossible.
It never occurred to you the reason Tessa cut Marianne off was you?
But she never said anything. Oh, Lord.
You should try talking to your wife. Maybe if you had, we wouldn't be in this situation. And maybe Marianne wouldn't be dead.
Oh, come on. You of all people should appreciate how troubled Marianne was. She was unhinged. Something like this would have happened sooner or later.
So my assumption is he was together with Tessa when he got together with Marianne. I think that's probably the correct timeline. So he was together with Tessa, he got together with Marianne, obviously an affair, she got pregnant, got the kids. Alright. Or was he together with Marianne, met Tessa then, left Marianne for Tessa? Probably not, right? No, probably not. Probably not. Or he impregnated Marianne and then met Tessa and left Marianne. I don't know the timeline on that, so it's kind of hard to say you prayed on her. I don't know. Maybe he did. In a way. I mean, she was vulnerable. She needed someone. It's possible. You abandoned her is very much correct. Either way, he abandoned her. Whichever timeline it is, he abandoned her very much. So we're gonna pick this one. But one other thing that came up in this discussion is like, did Tessa know? I think she knows now. But are we sure that the reason Tessa cut off Marianne was that Tom is the father? Like, they were friends, so she didn't know from the start. And they were friends when the kids were older as well. And then at some point Tessa cut her off, and apparently she found out at that time? Is that our presumption? Apparently, right? That's what we're hinting at. But yeah, we go with you abandon her. Maybe... This is just, we know that for a fact. Whichever timeline, whatever it is, he abandoned her very much. But you preyed on her, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go with abandoning.
And you just couldn't risk being there when it happened. Even though it meant leaving her to raise kids out here all by herself. None of this would have happened if you'd manned the fuck up.
I didn't have a choice.
You always have a choice.
I know it shouldn't have happened. But, well, your mother was a very pretty woman. And she'd been so many places and done so many things. The way I always thought I would. I got caught up. Love made me a fool. Look, I made mistakes. But this will not go any further than the three of us.
Why? We know. Tessa knows. Marianne's dead. There's no point in hiding it anymore.
But he wants to be voted.
He's afraid it'll tank his campaign.
There you go.
Am I wrong?
Tyler understands.
Jesus, Tom.
I've kept your secret all these years. I don't want to go spilling it. But I will if I have to.
What?
Yeah. Your little story about self-defense. I've never told anyone how Marianne really died.
Do we misremember something?
That night, I came out here because I was worried about your mother.
This is getting interesting. Okay. So what did happen?
Why did they do it? They made me do it. They made me do it. Why did they do it? This is his fault. This is his fault.
Okay, so that's why he thinks Marianne was after him. Makes sense.
Mad Hunter.
Then he sees Tyler. Tyler thinks he's a Mad Hunter. Marianne follows him.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
No. No way. You're a fucking liar.
I saw what I saw.
Ugh! You're manipulating us just like you manipulated her.
Tyler!
You're not listening to this, are you?
Be smart about this, Allison. Are you sure you want this to get out? You've got way more here to lose than he does. His name will be all but clear, but you'll be a killer. What will your uncle say?
He knows,
And Michael?
in a way.
Well, the whole town might turn on you.
Don't touch her.
You know I'm right.
Just get out of here, Tom. Tyler and I need to talk alone.
Just please think twice before making any rash decisions. There are a whole lot of lives at stake here.
Leave us the fuck alone. And never come back. Allie, you okay? You didn't let that asshole get to you, did you? Did you?
What if he's right?
I think he is.
Been having all these nightmares about that night, and they were a lot like how Tom said. And now, when I try to remember, that's all I can see.
He's trying to mess with your head, and you're letting it work.
No, it's more than that. Ever since we started digging, I haven't been able to shake this feeling like something's off.
Something's off because he put this in your head. Don't let him get away with it.
He might not be lying. We keep getting things mixed up. We remember totally different versions of the past.
Those are just details. This isn't that. She was going to kill me.
I'm not so sure anymore, Tyler.
She had a gun pointed at me. She chased me. She said she was going to kill me.
Do I have to decide again?
She threatened Tom with those exact same words, with the same gun, on the same pier. The thing you said to Eddie the other day got thrown back at me. Don't you think it's possible that happened here too?
I guess it's possible. Fuck. I don't know. And we're never gonna know the truth, are we? Because the second you walk away from something, that's it.
Yeah.
I guess at this point, you just have to decide what you believe.
Me?
Yeah. You need to start dealing, Allie. And that means coming to terms with whatever version of the past feels the most true to you. No more running. Whatever you choose, you gotta live with it, okay?
So what do we pick? I believe Tom's version. I do. Because even after what we found last episode, with her having lost her baby, etc., it didn't link up to why she would want to kill Tyler. None of this made any sense until now. And do you remember in an earlier episode when we were starting to figure out that we have actual wrong memories and that we just have memories that are just fictional or just didn't happen? Do you remember how we were thinking about this maybe being entirely wrong as well? That the entire premise the game has been built up on from episode 1 is wrong? There was always this feeling behind it. And if you go with, okay, she didn't want to kill Tyler, then everything falls into place and the entire story makes sense. He was a child, his mother was like walking past him, or not past him, walking behind him with a shotgun. Like, that's scary. And when you see the Mad Hunter, I mean, they've been playing all these stories, you know? And when he sees what he thinks is the Mad Hunter, and he's just in this panic situation, and he's just thinking, oh my gosh, he's going to kill me or whatever, and he's in that panic situation, running away, asking Allison for help, and Allison doesn't know. Allison thinks, okay, she's trying to kill Tyler, so that makes a lot of sense that she didn't actually want to kill them or want to kill Tyler, and that she had the weapon because of Tom. But she didn't know Tom was coming, right? But you have holes either way, but I think this one makes more sense. The hole in the other story is, why did she have a gun? I mean, she didn't know Tom was coming, or did she? I don't think, or maybe he called her and said, hey, I'm coming by, or I don't know. I don't know. But nothing about the entire story makes me think, hey, she would ever hurt their kids. I don't know. I'll believe Tom's story over. I'll believe Tom's version, yes.
I'm going to kill you.
I do. Does that now hurt our relationship with Tyler, or is he now past that?
Oh, please. No, don't do this.
Allison, this isn't what.
She was going to kill herself.
Oh.
Just herself.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
You interrupted her and we got confused.
Are you sure?
Yes. That attic. Tyler, that was meant for us. It was her way of explaining what she was going through.
Okay, now the
I made
last
a
hole
horrible
is filled.
mistake.
Hey, it's okay. I'm here. Hey, peep what I just found downstairs. What do you think? Will it have aged well, or just gone bad?
It's probably gone bad. Hey, we can always try, right? We
Where are
probably
you at
need
right now?
it.
I just keep hearing her say she wasn't going to hurt you. Over and over.
We were kids. We freaked out. You weren't equipped to deal with that shit.
Yeah, I'm with Tyler on that.
She was just talking to you.
With a
And
gun, running after him.
I killed her.
Stop.
I don't want to use our voice again. Ever.
What? Seriously?
I don't know. But I want to stop feeling like this. And I think we'll be better off without it. This morning, I kept getting these horrible visions. Of you and Marianne and Eddie.
Visions. Like our memories?
Yeah, but different. It was all my worst thoughts brought to life. You were in my bedroom saying I abandoned you. Eddie called me a snake.
I'm sorry. I should have been there for you.
It's okay. I was the one who walked out. I can't let that happen again.
I don't think it will. Something's been pushing us to find answers. And now we have them. Maybe I'm wrong. And if it stays bad, we can stop.
Tyler has
But-
been pushing us.
I really want to keep what makes us us.
Yeah, I think we should keep that. It's a cool
The
gift, you
Mad
know.
Hunter was forced to remain below the lake with the Moon Hag, but she did not kill him. Because even reduced to just one hand, he was too useful a servant. Lo, he plotted
What do you
the day
think?
he would emerge.
Brothers and
To
sisters.
once again hunt the wise princess and earn back his left hand.
Always.
And that is the story of how the crafty goblins rescued the wise princess from the Mad Hunter.
Did you notice they were wearing the same shoes? Probably not. So, are we now selling the house or what? Isn't that what we came here for? Apparently not, we're still here 6 months later. Or did we sell it now? I would keep it, it's fantastic. Not Is that Tyler without hair? I think it is.
One last look. I'm good to go. Hey, it's me.
Hey, me.
House is empty. I'm getting ready to head out. So last
Yeah,
chance.
we're
Is there
selling it.
anything you want me to do while I'm in town?
Listen, Ty, you're dropping off the keys with Tina, right?
Yep, gonna leave them at her office on my way to the ferry.
Oh, that's it then.
So she moved to Juneau.
How's Juneau?
Big and full of people, even without tourists. Michael's been writing up rules for the apartment. I need your support against his whole food policy.
Just refuse to sign anything until I get there. Okay?
Oh, he's
but you
following
better
her.
hurry.
Okay.
If he gets his way, we'll only have one small shelf for junk food.
What? Heresy. I'm gonna need like twice that just for snack cakes after my surgery next month.
I know, right? This cannot stand.
Well, how is Allison?
How are you?
Good, actually. Really good. You?
Same. You know, emptying the house really cleared my head out.
Thanks for doing that. The observatory really needed me this week. And after everything that happened, I just felt like I needed to keep some miles between me and Delos Crossing.
So
No
she's in an
worries.
observatory
You
now.
still loving
No
your
more
therapist?
accounting.
Dale, yes. I was actually just doing some letter writing she assigned me as homework. It really helped me get some perspective.
That sounds awesome.
Oh well, accounting is boring anyway. I say as an accountant. Heard about Tom?
Did you see the article I sent you about Tom losing the election?
Yes, I saw your message right before derby practice, so I didn't have time to read it. But
So
I
we told the
did
story?
cackle at the headline.
Or did you lose
Did you
anyway?
picture Tom's face whenever you went in for a block?
No, but that is a great idea.
Anyways, I'm glad Tessa finally left his ass. Karma is a bitch.
Can you please not say these words on video? Alright, so apparently that's it. Gotta go.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up now.
See you tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna take one last walk through the house and then head to the ferry.
Drive safe.
Pretty sure that's the only way possible in the old Allison mobile.
Love you, Tyler.
Love you. I hope the next goblin family bakes a lot of sand pies in this. Hey there, little buddies. You keep an eye on this
Oh,
place for
look.
us, okay?
That's cool birdie eggs. Those are beautiful flowers, by the way. No, I don't want to examine it. In the end, he just drives off. Let's look inside the house.
It's too bad Tessa closed her cafe. That other place just doesn't quite hit the spot. I should have probably run these by his place. Or just drop them off at Bernie's.
You probably should have, yes.
Sucks to suck, Thomas Anthony Fecky.
Veni Vedi Losti. That's kind of hilarious. Police Chief Edward Brown calls for legislative task force to examine law enforcement crisis.
Huh. Well, at least she finally dumped his ass.
Dearest Tyler and Allison, I am writing this letter from Juneau International Airport, where I will soon board a plane to Manila on a missionary assignment. I apologize for not coming in person to say goodbye, but I was called to make this decision alone and to carry it out on my own as well. I am sure you understand that sometimes we must follow without question the prompting of the Spirit. I will not be coming back to Delos Crossing for some time. Before I go, there is still something I feel I must confess to you both. Perhaps because I have never found the strength to confront my husband, I have never been able to forgive Marianne for her betrayal. I truly did love you both like my own children, and I always tried to forgive your mother for her unapologetic lifestyle. But when I discovered that you were the fruit of her affair with my Thomas, I wanted her to suffer like I was suffering, and I brought down on your house the wrath I never dared allow to unfold in mine. You know, I get it. I've been deeply ashamed all these years, and I'm surprised how much better I feel with it out in the open. Sorry to tell the story, okay? The greatest thing about truth is the peace it brings to your life. I hope you can find it in your hearts to forgive me. You have taught me once again how love will bring you further in life. Something that Marianne had been trying to show me all along. Take care of each other, always. In his steps, Tessa. I haven't seen Tessa in quite a while.
Thomas Anthony Vecchi.
Oh, we can actually read that. So Veni Vedi Losti. It's kind of hilarious. Thomas Vecchi loses mayoral election against current mayor Leslie Scow. Mayor Leslie Scow declared victory in her bid for re-election over controversial challenger Thomas Vecchi. With almost 68% of the vote, Scow's triumph was the widest margin of victory in the Delos Crossing history. Her rival, Locust business owner Vecchi, sparked much debate in the community over his gun control policies, but Scow's success has been mainly attributed to her willingness to reach across party lines. Many in the community say her re-election came as no surprise. According to sources close to the city council, Scow invited Vecchi to join her mayoral cabinet, but Vecchi refused. Vecchi declined to comment on the election results, except to say that he plans to focus on his family and other business pursuits. Some in the community were baffled by his comments given the recent shuttering of Vecchi's business, the highly popular Tessa's Cafe, managed by his wife Tessa Vecchi. In a separate statement, Miss Vecchi announced she was ending her thriving business to focus on personal and spiritual matters. Delos Crossing police chief takes on Alaska Crime Commission. By Amy Chung. Police Chief Edward Brown calls for legislative task force to examine law enforcement crisis. The public safety crisis is no secret among people of Alaska, especially those living in far and remote communities. Delos Crossing Police Chief Edward Brown has tasked himself with making a difference and has been working for years with legislators to draw attention to what he views as the failures of Alaskan law enforcement. Today, Brown visited the Criminal Justice Commission in Anchorage to present the case for new measures to fight the crisis, pointing the finger at overburdened state courts that fail to recognize tribal sovereignty. So much to read. Brown proposed a shared supervision of publicly funded law enforcement in villagers and native communities. This agreement would follow the same model as the Alaska Tribal Health Compact, whereby Native organizations have jurisdiction over Native cases in partnership with the United States government. Under Brown's proposal, tribal countries and courts and Native organizations would be authorized to handle some cases. This realignment of jurisdiction would benefit the state and federal governments, Brown said, by freeing space in the clogged state and federal criminal courts, as well as significantly reducing the native incarcerated population and clearing criminal records. Brown believes this compact would enhance relations and allow impacted communities to better serve and help themselves. This is the first step of many more to come towards much needed systemic changes, Brown said. We need each other to heal. There you go, Mr. Brown. It's not entirely empty, but it's probably about as empty as it gets. That's the bathroom. Yeah, this place needs some serious renovation, but oh well. Oh, another letter. From Sam. Dear Allison and Tyler, I am not sure where I'm supposed to send this, so I hope it will reach you. Heard from Laura that you finally sold your house. I'm guessing you'll both be on your way out soon. I'm staying in a little cabin on the Tanaki River that the owner's letting me stay in if I help fix his boat. It's been nice to start over, but my sponsor at AA says it's important I don't completely erase the past. Something about being a part of my history. You two have been an important part of everything, and so I hope you won't mind me writing this letter, even though words and me sometimes get twisted up. You both have your busy lives, but it'd be really great if we could meet sometimes. Step 9 of recovery is about making amends, so I hope that with everything that happened, you guys might let old Sam apologize for all the hurt I did. I could drive to Juneau, or you could even come visit Tanaki. Got a nice pull-out, but you'll have to fight for the blanket. Haha, just kidding. Verse 2. One of them's kind of smelly though. Haha, got you again. So he's joking at least, that's good. Please take care of yourselves, Sam. P.S. Got adopted by a stray mutt that hung around the docks. I named her Skipper. I don't know, I kind of liked Sam. A pretty cool character, all in all. So those are the pictures. Yeah, let's take them. We can't go out here, okay.
Man, seeing it empty is so weird. But at least it's the last time we'll ever have to.
It probably is the last time, yes. That's quite the pretty picture. But apparently not of any importance. We shouldn't leave the laptop here, should we? Chat rooms, Michael, Tyler. Michael, must be a relief to finally be done with that place. No doubt. If traffic's not too bad, I should be back at our place around 4 p.m. Haha, traffic in Delos. Only if a mailbox bandit escaped. Hey, I'm making that biscuit thing you like. Damn, on my way, I'll probably take out some fire hydrants and stop signs. Don't die, I'll keep it warm. See you in a few. That's probably all we can do, yeah. That's a shame. There is a ladder to nowhere, okay. What, one last look? So this is kind of one last peaceful moment with Tyler to end the story. They could have ended it with the end screen where they were hugging each other, and then they show the house and it fades out.
Hey, I'm having a private moment with me, myself, and I here.
Okay, carry on.
So they can still communicate over that great a distance as well. That's kind of amazing. It's so pretty though. You should stay here, Tyler. Do your own thing. Alright. Can we go back down there? Hey, another place to sit down on. Wouldn't want to miss it.
Everything okay, Ty?
Actually, yeah. Everything really is.
So in these spots, Allison just talks to us and asks what's up, okay? Can we go back here though?
Yeah. Time to move on.
None surprising. I wish we could run. Well, he's already jogging, so there's that. So it's probably checking if there's anything here. No. Maybe here. No. No. That's another no. So one more trip upstairs and then we're done, I guess. If we can go upstairs, I don't know. We probably can, right? Where did it go upstairs? Here. Where did it go upstairs? Oh, that's her old room. Send picture to Allison. Oh, we almost missed that. I liked his longer hair better, by the way. Not that it matters, but, you know. Can I text back? Oh, shame. So, where did it go upstairs? Am I blind? Oh, over here. And went to the left. Yeah, we went to the right and then we just got lost. There we go. Our old room.
Goodbye, room. Goodbye, room. Goodbye, man on the moon. For posterity.
Good effort. Yeah, this needs some serious renovation, but oh well.
Certainly hope the new owners are Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It.
There's a paper plane there, look. Was that there the first time we were here? Or is that new? There's a question you probably can't answer. Would be interesting to know. Like in the early episodes when we were up here for the first time, has that paper plane been on the lamp? That's a good question. I might check this out. Oh, Allison is texting back. Is that custom or does that exist with goblins? Is he being called again? I'm hearing something ring. Pick up the phone, man. Hey, there's something else. Juno University, join us. Yeah, it wasn't particularly interesting, so I think that's it. That's all. Why do we leave all these letters here, though? Like Sam's letter and Tessa's letter. Why do we leave them here?
I should grab the rest of my stuff before I head out.
I should grab the rest of my stuff. Or can I grab them?
Well, at least he finally dumped his ass.
No. So we picked up the pictures. We should probably pick up the laptop, right? Examine. Can we pick it up? Or can we just... Ah, take. I thought we can only read it. Oh, there's more. That's a raccoon in the mailbox. Okay, that's just cute. That's a really cute picture. Hold on a moment. I'm going to screenshot that. So, anything else we have to take? It's like you can examine all these things, and I would like to take the letters, but apparently, yeah, I can only read them. I can't take anything. So is there anything more, or can we go now? Leave the house for good. Now we can go. Yeah, I don't get why we leave the letters in there. That doesn't make any sense to me. Is that it?
Well, this is goodbye for real, I guess.
You never know.
Hey, Aaron. It's Tyler Ronan. I thought I'd catch you on your break between sessions, but I guess you're going long with another rebel with too many causes.
Aaron is the guy from Fireweed?
I know I haven't reached out since
Yes.
I left Fireweed, but I just wanted to say, well, you were right about grief. About it going in circles. This morning, I was out on the porch staring at the fog, and my mother, she just tumbled right out of me. But it was okay. It actually felt good to remember. Anyway, give me a call back if you get a chance. I'll see you around. And thank you.
So, that's it. That's the game. And I must say, Chapter 1 was pretty good. Chapter 2 was pretty good. And until this last bit we played now, Chapter 3 was not particularly great. It was just a drag of really nothing going on until this ending. And the ending was, I have to say it was good. It was a good ending. And I thought we had more or less the ending last time in the attic, where we found her side of the story. And I thought, well, now we find out who the father is and when it ends. And I would have been unhappy with that, because it still didn't make as much sense as I was hoping for. It still wasn't cleared up, and I think now we have a better version of it to go for. I think we can still look at the decisions of the other people, right? Can we skip this? I don't normally like to skip these things, because I like to, all these people worked on it, so you let it run through for whoever cares, but I don't think anyone is actually reading these names. So, yeah, let's just skip through. So, Tyler and Allison. Allison was grateful they completed Marianne's puzzle. 16% forced the chest open. That's both a lot and not a lot. And 84% completed the puzzle, which, I don't know, I think most people. Allison asks at the third letter, when you're basically done anyway. And then you can even just guess and roll through the letters, because you already have 2, and then, you know, you roll through until you hit the correct one if you can't answer the last puzzle. So I'm not surprised about these percentages. Allison was influenced by Tom's testimony. 63% believe Tom. Yeah, like I said, I mean, we've gone over this for, I don't know, 10 minutes. And it just makes more sense. I think the twins' memory has so many holes in it. And it just leaves so many things unanswered. And once you have Tom's memory, it just makes sense and everything falls into place. So I'm once again not surprised. I'm actually surprised 37% still stuck with the other memory. Maybe we were afraid that Tyler is going to act up again if we decide against him. Like he did before. But I don't know. I think Tom's memory just makes more sense. But we've gone over this, so we don't need to do this again now. Did we even get a choice there? Oh, I think it's like with this symbol up here. When it comes together, your bond gets stronger, and when it separates with your decisions, the bond gets, like, it separates. And I think you keep the voice if your bond is close, and if it's separated, you let go of the voice. So most people tried to get a good bond with Tyler. Or regarding on who you play with Allison. Eddie Brown. 68% confessed the truth. Yeah, we've gone over this as well when we made the decision. It made a lot more sense to just move on and confess it to Eddie, and, you know. Eddie was relieved that Allison accepted responsibility in the murder. And again, I'm not sure, maybe he already had suspicions, who knows. Sam lost his temper on Allison. I wish we would have listened to Sam's story. I wish we would have done that. 30% confronted Sam. But the thing was, it was like with Allison and what's his name? Eddie. Where I thought, okay, Allison has to confront the truth, and here I thought again, Sam has to confront this addiction, and I didn't think he would lose his temper and just kick us out. I don't know. 70% listen to Sam's story. I wish we could hear Sam's story. Oh well. 70% kissed Michael. That's a lot. Actually, it isn't. Because the only reason to not have them kiss, in my opinion, is if you kind of have a problem with two men kissing or anything. Like, well, okay, there are other reasons. I'm not saying everyone of these 30% has a problem with that, but for Tyler, it makes sense to have someone. Maybe you could think, okay, but it gets weird between Allison and Michael and Tyler, and you kind of have a triangle thing, and it's weird, and you know, that could be a possibility where you decide against it. But I think for Tyler, it's so important to just have someone and to just get out of this. And I mean, 70% agree, so that's a very high percentage. So where is that? Oh, I can switch to friends percentages. It's 50-50 here. Everyone confessed the truth. Everyone held on to the voice. Oh, that's interesting. 50-50 on the... Okay. Everyone completed a puzzle. 75% kissed Michael. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, still more than the community, but... Alright, so... Suicidal thoughts experience. Yeah, that's obvious if you have suicidal thoughts, then... There is obviously a line, contact people, etc. Hey, the recording is paused, oh no. Did you like this chapter? In the end, I did. Well, yeah, the ending has done it. And we kissed Michael, that was cool. Yeah, I liked the game overall. It certainly threw us for some loops, and it had more to offer than I initially expected, so. The only thing about the entire game, not just chapter 3, the only thing that I disliked was that there were very few decisions you could make. For a story game, I think the involvement just becomes bigger if you have more decisions to make. Like, you had like, what, 4 or 5 decisions per chapter? I mean, it adds up overall, but it's still... Considering the time that game takes, it's really not that many decisions to make. And in a lot of cases, you don't really feel an impact of your decision. With Michael, it was obvious because you either separate from him or you get this kind of relationship going. But with a lot of the decisions, it's just... You don't even notice much of an effect, and that's the only gripe I have with the game. But apart from that, it was a fun and twisted story that threw us for many loops, and it kind of went through story after story, and it led you this way, then it came with a revelation and led you another way, and it kind of threw hints at you, but you were never really sure, and then it got all resolved in the end, and it was just a very solid experience overall, and very pleasant playing experience. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you for watching, and until next time with whatever else we play, farewell.